Hi guys, Ian and Matt from footballboots.co.uk, and today we're talking about the new pack from Adidas Football, Blue Blast. You may have already seen one Pure Control that's come out, but today we're talking about all the boots in the pack, and there is another Pure Control to look out for as well. So what boot are we starting off with first?
Well, we're going to start off with the Messi Pure Agility, and of course it isn't a boot that is widely worn by a lot of players out there. Not even Messi wears it himself. He prefers the 16.1, but it features this lovely gradient effect from that blue into pink into orange, and I think it's a real standout colourway for the pack.
Really nice looking boot. Reminds me a little bit of an old Ronaldo boot, one of his, was it Vapor 9s?
I think it might have been Vapor 8, and it went from that black to the blue then pink. So obviously had that three colourway, nice gradient design going from the top down to the sole plate. It does look so special on this boot as well.
Very nice design. So as we said, Messi's not wearing the Pure Agilities. Let's have a look at the 16.1 version that he will be wearing. We'll see them on pitch for him. He's going to switch into those very soon. What do you think? I mean, it's pretty much the same boot. It's
pretty much exactly the same boot, apart from it features laces. Now, they are incredibly similar. I think the difference between the Prime Knits of the Ace and the Pure Control, I think some differences there. Same with the Pure Chaos and the X16.1. I think there's differences, but for the Messi boot itself, I think they're very similar. So if you don't want to spend the high prices of the Pure Agility, then definitely go for the Messi 16.1. Of course, Patrick Bamford has just signed for Middlesbrough, so we might see the Messis in the Prem for the first time.
Yeah, we might do. The next boot we're going to look at, which is a boot we will definitely see in the Prem, is the X16.1.
Yeah, of course. Now, I must be missing something about the X16.1 because it's not a boot for me. I find the upper so stiff, but there seems to be so many pros in the Prem and also in La Liga Serie A wearing this boot. I just think it's a bit stiff.
They seem to love it. They seem to love it. So perhaps maybe a lot of breaking in, and you get there.
Maybe,
but
yeah.
I mean, the players won't be keen to know that they're switching to a new colourway if they've got to break in their boots again. But it is a new colourway, so it has this pink and blue combination. This is what this pack's all about: is the pink and the blue, really.
I think it's nice. I mean, I think for the colourway in the blue plus pack is my favourite. It goes from that blue from the toe to midfoot into that pink. It's got a gradient effect, so it's not a straight line. Yep. It kind of is almost like a dusty kind of spray paint effect, and I think it looks really nice.
So we don't think the sole plate will flake off. That is on the Pure Chaos, so let's have a look at those. And then again, there's not really any differences between these two boots.
So there's no much difference at all. One thing to mention is that I think they've kept that same upper to the red limit. So I know that the Pure Chaos was kind of having a little bit of a tweak each time a new colourway came out. They did tweak the upper, but I think they've stuck with it this time, which is incredibly soft and flexible.
Yeah, it's a very good upper they got on there this time around, which is good. And you can see that upper also on the indoor version. So we won't show you all the indoor boots in this pack, but there is indoor version for most of them available. And these are the indoor Pure Chaos.
I think they're great. Obviously, it comes with that Pure Cut cover. So if you want that real top level boot for the indoor football, then this is a great option for you. And one thing you can guarantee, it will be so flexible, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it should be very good for indoor. So another boot in this pack, and we're going to move on and look at the Ace line. And the first one we're going to look at here is slightly different from the pack. It is in the pack, but it's kind of off to one side because it has a lot more white on it.
Yeah, exactly right. So this is one of the Intersport exclusives, which aren't necessarily the ones that you're going to see all over the place, and also they're probably not going to be the ones worn by many pros. Maybe a couple. I think Juan Mata is someone who does wear these kind of exclusive ones. Yeah. So it's got that white on the toe box, then goes to kind of an indigo blue colourway towards the back of the boot.
Yeah, it does have those pink 3 stripes, so it is a little bit different, and we'll get onto the other version of the Ace which is available, and that is the one which is that kind of main Blue Blast colourway that you've already seen released. We've got a couple more boots to show you after this one, but this is that one that you'd have seen throughout the Premier League, La Liga. Players wearing this, a lot of players who wear the Prime Knits.
Exactly, obviously the Red Limit version was very popular, so I think this Blue Blast as well is going to be very popular, so you're going to see a lot of that. It's kind of a two-tone blue. It's not one blue throughout from the toe to heel. They kind of change it where that upper just mixes from the toe box to that midfoot portion. That's where the colour changes well. It goes from a kind of a lighter blue, royal blue, into a more navy at the back.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much black by the time you get to the back. And the thing with this pack is that there is the colour switch again with the leather one, so we haven't shown you the leather one so far, but if we look at the leather version, it's black at the front and then blue at the back, so it switches around. It's really quite a nice colour combination. It just means though with all these packs, Adidas just seem to having a lot of black colourways because they want to flip and put the black for the leather at the front. They're not really colouring the leather too much yet.
I don't mind that, to be fair, because obviously if you are a fan of the leather boots, and you might be more of like traditional type of player, and if that's the case, then you're probably going to want a leather boot over than a synthetic, so I think it's a nice idea.
Totally, and talking about leather boots, let's talk about the Copa 17, which is also part of this Blue Blast pack.
Yeah, exactly right. So obviously this is one of the latest silos by Adidas. It's kind of that Copa Mundial, giving this modern twist. And overall, I think it's a good boot. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's a boot for me. I think I prefer something a little bit more modern or more classic, not an in-between. I'm not really one of those kind of crossbreed kind of guys. Yeah. But I think it's quite nice with that blue colourway. The blue is spot on, by the way. It is really nice.
Very nice for a blue leather boot. I think it really is a nice touch. And combined with the white, there's not if there is pink on it, there isn't too much of it, so it's actually quite a classic looking boot, which is what you want from a leather boot. Don't mess around with them and put any too wild colours on there. I think people want the classic look. Let's move on. We've got a couple more boots to look at. The first one is the Pure Control in the white version, so that's the exclusive one. As we said, Innersport in Europe, and I think probably Soccer.com or something like that in the US. It is the exclusive version. So this one has the white on the toe box, going to the blue at the back, and then it has those pink through straps in it again.
Yeah, so I think if Wamata is going to be wearing the Pure Control, I think this is the one that he's personally going to go for. I could be wrong, you never know, but I think he might like this. I think it's a bit of a nice colourway from that white to the blue. I think it's quite stand out, quite classy from that half and half design, but I think it's okay, especially with the pink touch. It's definitely a boot for the modern day.
Totally, and the good thing is it has that new upper, it has that 360-degree upper now available. They changed the sock and that's gone. Let's look at the last release in this pack and tell us which is your favourite out of all these boots. Do you prefer the Messis? Do you prefer the X's? Do you prefer the Aces? Do you prefer the Coppers? Vote in the poll card now. Let's look at this last one. You've probably seen it already. It has been out already for a week. It jumped out a week before the rest, and it is the Ace Pure Controls.
Yeah, exactly right. I think it is lovely. It's obviously very similar to the Prime Knit version that we've looked at just now, but I think it is really nice. I think it's going to be very popular on the professional stage. I just think it's a good release by Adidas. It's a nice development from the red limit. They've kind of really changed that colourway from the red and black into this kind of two-tone blue, and I think it's really sweet.
I think it's great. It's a shame they added the little bits of pink, really. I think it doesn't really need it, but that's all part of tying in all these packs together and having the colours combined in through, and that's the only kind of danger with having a pack, was where you have to mix all the colours through to keep it tied in. So there we go. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Go enjoy your football.